They actually did it. They remade Oblivion. I haven't played much of the original. I lost interest after the first Oblivion gate. But since this game is a lot cheaper than what I was expecting, I decided to give it a try. For reference, I haven't played much of Skyrim either, and I played a decent amount of Morrowind, the objectively best test game. First off, I want to say that the game looks pretty good, especially the character models. No more potato faces. I'm sure some people will miss the old ones, but come on, look how much cooler I can make the Dark Elf. The only time I miss the old faces is when an important character comes up. Like, this is not the Emperor, that's not Martin, and this ain't Joffrey. Now, a lot of people will say that the game overall looks worse, especially because of the lack of saturation that the original had. The difference is pretty extreme. However, I don't think that more saturation is just more better. I can see where people are coming from, though. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this orangey tint that can happen sometimes, and by sometimes I mean a lot more than it should. I'm not near the Red Mountain, dude. Why does it look like this? Kind of looks just bad. I do think that the game shines when it comes to Oblivion itself in terms of visuals. Speaking overall, I do think the game could use a bit more contrast. It's just a bit muted a little bit. It's definitely closer to Skyrim than OG Oblivion when it comes to the color palette. I played as a Dunmer because they are the best. I really like how they let you pick if you are from Vardenfell or mainland Morrowind. Matter of fact, each race gets 2 different options for different traits. I don't know how consequential this actually is to the game, but it's kind of cool that it's here in the first place. Just like before, you can create a custom class to your liking. This may not seem like such a big deal to mention, but I would have assumed that they would have removed custom classes altogether to make it more in line with Skyrim. That is not the case, and I am glad of that. Oblivion's leveling system was really backwards in the original, to the point where that's like the biggest reason why I never really wanted to play the game. They seem to have changed it in this one, which thank you, Jesus. It seems that every skill, not just the major ones, will cause you to level up. So really the only reason to pick certain major skills over other ones is just for like the initial bonus, I think. Leveling up will give you a flat 12 attribute points that you can place wherever you want to, though you can only pick 3 attributes at a time, luck costing 4 points to raise just once. I think this means that min-maxing is just the way to play now, not by trying to do something special, it just ends up being what happens, I think. Which was, I think, the best way to play original Oblivion, so the fact that they, like, make that the only way to play is probably for the best. No idea how or if they even changed the leveled enemies, though, because it's a whole thing. I do think the combat is slightly, and I mean ever so slightly, more interesting than it was in the original game. There, you just kind of... yeah. Here it seems that if you attack 3 times in a row, you'll get a slight delay on the 3rd one, which will also lock you in place, except this actually was just specific to the one weapon I was using in the beginning. Though it does seem like each weapon does have something similar to this where you can't just that anymore. However, this seems to just be more like a road bump, a speed bump, than an actual solution. Like, yeah, I can't spam the button as much now, but I'm not really doing much different than that, kind of. Regardless, though, we still have the classic mistiming of blocking and that just kind of awkward kind of sense of combat that Oblivion used to have, so if that's what you like about this game, it's here still. It's here. Yep. Personally, I like to use magic a lot, which means that I play the worst playstyle in this game. We still have a cast button instead of equipping a magic on our hands or having a dedicated magic stance like we did in Morrowind. One of the few things I actually like more about this game. However, it's still Oblivion, which means the magic is just not that good. Leveling up doesn't increase the amount of damage you do with magic, and custom spells are just infinitely harder to make than they were in Morrowind. So yeah, I hope you like spamming stupid spells that suck. Not only that, but just, I mean, look at the default healing spell. It's worse than useless. If people really didn't bother using magic before, there's no way in hell they're gonna be using it now. Don't be surprised that if in TES 6, magic is just outlawed, or they forget to put it in, and it's a DLC. It's terrible. This was a problem in the original, but I really hate how spellcrafting is locked behind the stupid university or in the DLC tower that's no longer a DLC tower, so Yeah, but also I went there and I need stupid candles for some reason. In Morrowind, you just had to find a dude and give him money, and he would make you a spell. And if you were good enough, you could make like a really good spell, and if you sucked at it, then you could have like a slightly better or maybe even worse spell than the default spells. But here, you have to either do a whole bunch of dumb quests to just get access to be able to make the spells in the first place, or go to the DLC tower. And then also get candles for some stupid reason. Why? Just give me a guy that can make me the stupid spell. I want to be able to heal not like 2 health points. I will say that I am glad that spellcrafting is still in this game, because I would have assumed they would have removed that. I just would not have betted on it being in the game, and I thought it wasn't for a while because I like looked up information on it, and there's just none because nobody remembers that spellcrafting was a thing anymore, because it's been a billion years since Skyrim came out and it's not in that game. I don't care for the UI. I think it's a bit better maybe than the original, but not by that much. It's the fact that it's all lists. I'm not a fan of lists that I can't search in. Like there's no search bar. Give me a search bar, dude, come on. Or at the very least, like, let me sort by like the most recent thing I picked up instead of what we have here. Like, why? The alphabetical is kind of helpful, but just imagine spending like a whole bunch of hours in this game and you have a whole bunch of stuff in your inventory and you're sifting through. It's kind of stupid. Give us the damn Morrowind style back, please. That's never gonna happen. I do like the footsteps that show up to show you how close you are to a certain landmark. That's pretty nifty. The map is significantly better by the fact that you can actually see it, which I like. Fast traveling seems to work the same. I don't know if there's like some locations that you need to travel to first, or if it works exactly the same. But yeah, you don't need to travel to every location to fast travel there. So that's pretty terrible, but whatever. Again, I haven't played much of the original, but armor and gear seem to break a lot faster than what I would have assumed it would, but that might have been a thing in the original. I don't know. Which again, that's another thing that I'm surprised that wasn't removed. Like they left that in, that armor can break and stuff. That's pretty cool, actually. I did notice they changed the VA for this character.
Thank you. I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to see myself again.
Thank you. I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to see myself again.
And I can only imagine they did this for several others. I heard that they changed the necrophilia lady, which... Why? You gotta keep the same voice actress for that one. Come on, dude. Come on.
What's the fine for necrophilia in this part of Tamriel? What's the fine for necrophilia in this part of Tamriel?
They also changed the rat lady, which why? I don't even like Oblivion, and I'm pissed about that. Now, this might be a problem in the original game, but in some quests that I played, I didn't get to proceed because I assumed that I had all the information I needed to move forward, but the game really wanted me to talk to somebody beforehand. Or certain dialogue options not showing up until I talked to the right person, but I already knew all the relevant information anyway, so I really just needed the okay from the quest giver for some reason so I could keep going forward. Not the biggest fan of that stuff because it's stupid. I'm also not the biggest fan of quest markers, but even then they kind of broke. I don't know. I don't think that's the thing in the original. I never heard anybody complain about that. But sometimes it like wouldn't show up until I entered a different cell, and then it would like update and go like, oh yeah, you're supposed to go outside. I absolutely just love that when I'm told to talk to X person about Y topic, and I go and I talk to that person, Y topic isn't an option in the conversation thing, and that's because Y topic is actually disguised as another fucking topic. Love it. Yes, please make sure you put recommendations instead of the thing that I'm actually supposed to talk to you about, like, you know, the key, the stupid key. Just makes you, I just press all the options then, just to see which one is stupid. I'm not talking to her about recommendations, get her the fucking key. To be fair, I'm pretty sure Morrowind did something similar to that in a few quests, but come on, bro, come on. It's supposed to be a better game. There's also this one quest where this dude is yelling at me and stuff.
Charge the courtyard! Leave none of them standing! Charge the courtyard! Leave none of them standing!
But then he just sits there and waits for me to get him a thing. I don't know if this is a glitch or if it just wasn't explained very well, the plan of what we're doing here, or if I missed that in some dialogue because I skipped it because AC, I'm recording, shut the fuck up. Or if I miss it in some dialogue or something. The Great Prince still does not simply go down with a couple of hits. He still has his full health, so you gotta wail on him a couple times, and I did this with my fist because I think it's funny.
Yes, strike me down. Do it. End my misery.
He's not fighting. This is stupid. And that's about it. I've only had like 4 days to play, but yeah, that's all I want to really say. It's a cool-ish game, I guess. I kind of feel like it's Oblivion, but Skyrimified. But I don't know. I haven't played enough of either of those games to really make that assertion. But it does kind of seem like that's what it is. Yeah.